Okay, you're live.
I don't see Fran.
Good evening, folks. I'd like to call to order the Open Space Land Acquisition and Farmland Preservation Committee meeting for Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. Can I get a motion to move into approving the minutes from last meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Anyone second?
I think we need you to second, right? Is because we have two voting members of the.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. So John, you have to second.
I will second. Okay. And then I will second the approval, and I'll say I to approve.
Aye.
Okay. We're now entering the public comment portion of this meeting. Is there anyone on, John?
There were no requests for public comment.
Thank you so much. We'll move into the discussion aspect of the meeting on the town farm update. Pass that along to Ray.
All right. I refer you to my memo dated August 20th, 2021. We'll start with the Parcel B cleanout. JV3 and I have been playing phone tag today, but I'm pretty confident that he'll be finishing up by maybe the first, maybe the second week of September. There are still several piles of debris and some wood and some other, brush material, and he has several dumpsters still on site, so it's a work in progress.
Did they get set back or lose a lot of time due to the storms over the last week or so? If it's as much rain and everything else that we've been getting, does that, how badly does that hinder their ability to work?
No, probably last week during the rainstorm, I went out there with Bob Alvarado, and you really couldn't get out there and work. It was pretty rough. So I imagine that did slow them down a bit.
All right. I have no questions for Parcel B.
Okay. Parcel B remediation. Town staff met with Vuvik Inc., our licensed environmental professional. We went through some of those numbers that I had shown you last week or last month, actually. We're having them revise and hone in on some, actually reduce the costs of their services. They will be getting back to us a proposal in 2 weeks, which I will attach to our request to waive the bidding requirements for the LEP and send to DECD for approval. Hopefully DECD, once they receive that request, can act to send us back the assistance agreement within the next 30 to 60 days.
Any questions?
I did attach to my memo a revised project timeline. Basically, everything's delayed at least 1 month based on our conversation with Zubik last week. Again, much of it will hinge on how quickly we can have the DECD assistance agreement executed by both the state and John Mayer. No questions? Okay.
Yeah, I did have one just about in looking over the project timeline and thinking about how this is going to work. It seems like we'll be doing a lot of planning going through the winter where there might not be a lot of work that can be done on the site anyways. Are there certain windows that we have to push for, such as demoing the house and any site work that we need to try to maybe push
or something or just from the public? We don't have voting rights.
I think there's some background noise. I think it's
I think that's Fran Whalen.
Yeah, sorry. Is there any just windows that we have to push for where we need to do some work? We know that probably with the winter time, we're going to lose ability to work well on the site. It'll get wet in the spring. So anything that we need to push for either at the with our state representatives or at the council level or the mayor to make sure these move along in a timely way?
I don't anticipate anything not moving along in a timely way, except for maybe the weather delay. But the house demo could be done probably sooner than later. And as far as during the off months, I'd like to refer you to my last category, the land use plan.
It's new.
I reached out to UConn about a few weeks ago. I received a response yesterday. I sent out a summary of the project, a short history of the farm, and some of the mapping we have. And I spoke to Professor Peter Minuti. He is a landscape architect at UConn, and they are interested in doing a project on our property, performing a land use plan, an overall land use plan, as we had discussed. So the Department of Plant Science and Landscape Architecture will be sending John Mayer a memorandum of understanding in about 2 weeks for us to take a review, have our town attorney look at it, and hoping to get them out in front of the subcommittee at the next meeting so we can have a discussion about some of the elements that will go into the plan. This is a request to look at the entire property, not just Section B, but Section B and Section A. The woodland areas, possibly looking at expanding some of the farming plots, as Kip had mentioned months ago, that there may be a possibility. Wetland protection, cleaning up the along the banks of the stream, and laying out a conceptual plan for parcel B. Even though we'll have a finished remediated site where the barn and driveway will be, we really don't have details as far as some of the smaller components of what might be on the plan, in addition to the best locations for the community garden. So we want to wrap all that into this UConn project at no cost to the town. So we'll be waiting within the next 2 weeks. I'll probably be corresponding back and forth, hopefully, with them to answer any of their questions they might have. Getting a memorandum of understanding and then having them come before the subcommittee, hopefully in September.
Sounds good.
Good.
That land use, the UConn task here, is that on, what line item is that on that timeline?
It isn't. It's not on the timeline. But what they can do is incorporate it. And, well, actually, they can start as soon as school starts. What they'll need to be doing is collecting data, collecting mapping. They've already asked if they can fly a drone over. They'll be going out to the site probably within the next week or two, maybe even sooner, to see what the property is like, get a feel for it, and they can actually start the planning process immediately. As far as the detailed site plan for Section B, we'll have to wait for the remedial action plan, which is item number 9, and also item number 11, the grading plan and design. And they'll have to work in whatever they think we would like to have into those grading plans and designs that Zuvik has laid out here for us.
Thanks, Ray. I have no other questions.
Anybody else out there?
Anyone else with questions?
You're all very quiet tonight.
So the plan, Ray, is to hopefully get the MOU and bring these the UConn team in at the next September meeting, and then
Right. I'm gonna see
finalize it
if they
there.
can make it in. Right, get input from the subcommittee. We'll have discussions. Not just once, but there'll be several several meetings with the subcommittee to discuss different items that the committee may like to see, and hope, and what UConn can do. It's a typical land use planning process where there's a give and take, so they know what we're looking for.
Ray, two questions if I may. Talk about knocking down the building. Is that item 10 there, hazardous building materials?
Yes.
All right, so 4 to 6 weeks. So that can happen at any time, you said? I mean, realistically, when do you think that will happen?
That can happen concurrently, as it says, with the remedial action planning. We need to make sure we don't disturb what we don't want to disturb things in the soil that we shouldn't be disturbing.
So
I
hopefully
think
early next year.
Yeah. What I think after Zuvik goes out and they do some additional testing to isolate those areas of concern, I think we can go in and take and do the abatement and demolition for all the structures. It's not just the house; it's the 3 outbuildings, and there's a pesticide shed also. And once they hone in on the areas of concern for the arsenic soil, and it comes out that we can demo the house without disturbing those soils, we can go ahead and do that. And we do have to put it out to bid. The bid has to be reviewed and approved by DECD, so that takes time also.
My next question, you attached on the minutes is the Clotter Farm. I'm assuming that's an estimate, or is that do we order this barn already?
Yeah, it's an estimate. We have to go out to bid, and the bid has to be reviewed and approved by DECD.
I was looking because with looking at July of 2023 for the land to be done, that's probably we're going to be able to build the barn. So, all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Ray, one kind of follow-up question just to what you just talked about around the demo and not disturbing the soils. I would hope that the folks that we're working with, Zuvik or whoever gets bid out to do that work, would be able to either work with the farmers or have a sense of when might be a better time to do that work without having to potentially interact with what they're doing. I mean, I'm not sure if we probably wouldn't want to be stirring up certain soils when they're harvesting or things like that. I would imagine that would be something that we would take into consideration, but just wanted to raise that.
Oh, absolutely. Good point. That will be a requirement in any bid that goes out for that work. That's a priority.
Great. And then you mentioned when UConn comes, maybe the next meeting, they would look for input from the committee. What does that look like? Like, what information are they looking for us to help steer this? I mean, I think we've got a sense of some of the things that we would like to see, trails, passive areas, community gardens, but is there more information? Chimney Swift towers. Is there more information that they're looking for us to bring to the table for that meeting that we can help provide to them, or what does that look like from their side?
Not sure what it will look like from their side, because this is very. I think it will be more of a planning, like a give and take, poring over maps, looking at what areas might be most appropriate for trails and picnic areas and things like that. More of a give and take. And they want to know what the committee is looking for, what the town is looking for. So it's more of a planning process where, the initial phases of a land use plan is similar to the plan of development. They sit down, they take in information. That's probably what what the first meeting will be like. It's an introduction. Here's property history, and we know the items the town is looking for, and maybe the committee more detail and more information at that point. And then they can go back and work that into their plans and come back. There'll be back times during the process to get input.
There's more broad strokes. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Am I on mute? No. Ray, do you think perhaps the leader of this UConn team might join us on a Zoom meeting or whatever form we're in to talk with us so that once they've seen the property, and as Chris said, then they're going to be looking for information from us, we could communicate directly with them and hear what they think?
That'll be at a meeting.
Yeah. One of them would join us in a meeting? So
Yeah,
we
that's
get-
what we're trying to get them to come to our next meeting. And then other
Oh.
meetings after
I
that.
thought it was
for-
just a report at the next meeting. That's great. Okay,
No. I'm trying to
you.
get them here. Yeah.
great.
So I'm assuming the future meetings may be a walkthrough possibly, or?
It could be, absolutely. I don't think the next one would be, not next, not the first meeting with them, but subsequent meetings would probably be more appropriate for walkthroughs, and then some mapping and, and more, it's a real planning process.
And I think it would be good once, and it seems like we'll probably be talking about this in broad strokes, but I think it'd be also be helpful at some point if we hear from, as also, I'm sure they're going to need to see what might the site be most used for based on their expertise. But if there's an opportunity for the, for the public to weigh in as well, that would be helpful once we get there. It would be good to make sure we had some information about that out there.
Yeah, I would imagine the town council would have the final say, so that would be a form of public process.
Well, most likely, we'd have to bring the MOU to the town council at their next meeting, and then get the approval from the council for the committee to approve the MOU after meeting with UConn, because of the scheduling. The land acquisition is after the council meeting, so I think we just need to get a pre-approval to move forward with it at the town council meeting, so we don't lose a month.
Yep.
You can go over your timeline with them. That will attract public interest.
Thanks, John.
I noticed that there was also, assuming we have no more questions on this particular item, but I saw there was another attachment. Was there any conversations around this? I think it was, with regards to the chimney slips, is that just?
No, actually, those attachments were part of the minutes from the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We looked at these last time.
I see. Okay. Anything else, Ray, to bring up?
I'm finished. I'm good.
Any questions from anyone?
Hey, Fran, are you there? Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, hey, Fran.
I'm here.
Any update on your harvest?
We checked the corn on Sunday to see how it fared the weather, and we didn't have any problems, thank God. And probably in 2 weeks, we'll start chopping corn up there. It's
good.
growing right on schedule. Looks good.
Beautiful.
And you see
Okay.
Collins replanted his beans. So he'll get another crop in September, and then he'll be done for the season as well. And Lisa Gilbert's been picking corn up there quite regularly, and everything's good with her crop. We're doing well.
Good to hear.
So I have a question for Fran.
Go ahead.
So I'm really impressed. It looks like even in year one, the farming parcels have been a success. I thought maybe it would take a year to, get them going, but they're a success at this point.
It has been, we each three of us did a lot of clearing and picking up early in the season up there to get everything prepared. There's still some more areas we're going to have to work on clearing out a little bit, but we looked at the soil nutrients. It was lacking some nutrients, but we worked with our fertilizer companies to help boost the ground. And with this extra rain we got this year, that helped us out a lot too. but it's been a success.
That's great.
Thanks.
That's great.
So, Fran, your corn is for animal feed?
That's correct. Yep.
We won't see it at the next farmer's market.
No, you won't.
And Fran, is there anything that we have to do as, you mentioned there's still a little bit of time left in terms of planting other crops and harvesting. Anything we need to do set up for next year? Is there cover cropping or anything that we have to do? I guess one of the things I was kind of worried about was just erosion with all the runoff with all of the rain that we've been getting. It seems like it's holding together pretty well.
It has been because of the crops that are on the soil now have stabilized it. Once we finished all our harvesting this fall, part of our contract with the town is to put down cover crop. So I think all three of us will put down a rye base to help maintain that soil late fall and over the winter. But that was thought out, and we'll all be doing that.
Awesome.
Fertilized by cow manure?
We'll be fertilizing maybe in October.
Okay.
We'll let Ray know.
Yeah, give me some
Mariana
more.
way people are planning around it.
You're an instigator, John. You're an
No.
instigator.
Right, any other questions? So do I pose a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? Say aye.
Good.
All right, have a great evening, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks,
Great,
everybody.
thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ray.
Good
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.